Hello friends. Construction industry in India is the second largest industry after agriculture. If we compare India's lockdown with other countries, then we can say it was completely different. All construction sites are completely stopped here. Other sectors like information technology can have a work from home option. But in case of construction industry, we do not have that option. Leeds has carried out a survey to assess the market outlook on recovery of construction industry. So let us understand what this survey says. Please note, these results are based on second week of May 2020. In this survey, 36% consultants, 21% developers and 25% contractors had participated. Cost of construction. When asked about the expected change in construction cost once construction activities are normalized, 68% of the respondents indicate that the cost of construction will increase, and majority of them believe that the cost of construction will increase by minimum of 5% to 10%. Anticipated price movement. For cement and steel, 53% of the respondents believe that the price of cement and steel will increase, and majority of them believe that the prices will increase by 5%. Labor. 74% of the respondents believe that there will be an increase in labor wages, and majority of them believe that the labor rates will increase by 10% or more. High-end equipments like crane, elevator, STP, etc. 64% of the respondents are expecting an increase in price of high-end equipments, and majority of them believe that the rates of high-end equipments will increase up to 5%. Delay in transportation. 72% of the respondents are indicating an increase in delay in transportation, and majority of them believe that due to increasing cost of materials, the delay in transportation will increase by 5% to 10%. Imported material. 67% of the respondents believe that the cost of imported materials will increase, and the increase of cost is likely to be 5%. Cost towards health and hygiene. Health and hygiene cost will increase to 10% and beyond. It is also noted that 80% of the respondents agree that the cost will increase. Migrant labor exodus. The construction sector of India is the best representation of informal workforce, which employs 36.12 million workers. Most workers migrate from smaller villages to bigger cities to look for work. In the given situation of prolonged lockdown, most migrant labor have fled the cities to reach their homes. There have been some large grade A contracting companies that had retained some labor at labor camps during the lockdown, but post the relaxation of rules, the labor have still returned home. As per the survey, 50% to 80% of the laborers have left the sites during lockdown. Return of labor to construction sites. When asked to predict the return of labor to work at construction sites in next 3 quarters post-lockdown, more than half the respondents are of the opinion that the total labor strength will only return in the first quarter of 2021, and about 50% to 80% of the labor strength are predicted to return in the last quarter of 2020. For the third quarter of 2020, the majority of respondents predict that only about 25% to 50% of the labor strength will return to work at construction sites, while another quarter of the respondents believe that the return of labor force will be up to 25%. Overall, all labor are more likely to return to work at construction sites in the first quarter of 2021, while most might return to project sites after Diwali in the fourth quarter of 2020. Return to normalcy. When asked about the return of 100% normalcy post-lockdown, over 3/4 of the respondents estimate a normalcy for 3 to 4 months and beyond. So to conclude this, the survey suggests that there will be substantial increase in the cost of construction of materials, associated transport, labor and equipment cost, and impact of which will be more for new projects, while a sense of normality is predicted at job sites only in the first quarter, after the complete lift of lockdown. It may be noted that the Tier 2 cities may achieve this earlier, as the labor will be more than willing to work closer to their homes than in the urban cities where they faced hardship during the COVID-19 lockdown period. If we consider social distancing norms and increased focus on hygiene and living conditions, there are expectations that the overall productivity norms will undergo a swift change, requiring additional labor strength than envisaged previously. The future of real estate is still uncertain, however, undoubtedly, the present decisions and strategies are bound to shape the future of the industry. Short-term impact. Initial cost hikes are expected in construction costs due to urgent works, material demand with limited transportation, and extreme labor shortage. Medium-term impact. In 3 to 4 months from now, costs are expected to stabilize with the prediction of labor returning to a safer work environment. Contractual disagreements, which may have risen due to COVID-19 force majeure conditions, are anticipated to be concluded in most of the projects, and the industry will take a leap to overcome the impacts of lockdown. Long-term impact. The coming decade will see a propagation of construction technologies such as building information management, reality capture, 3D printing and precast, the Internet of Things based on sensors and controls, amongst others. For new construction projects, additional cost would be anticipated to account for labor, enabling of health and hygiene protocols at site, and use of new technology and products. While there could be a reduction in base material prices as a result of lower demand. Considering both aspects, leads believe that medium to long-term construction cost impact is expected to be in the range of 5% to 7%. So friends, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.